Sunday. Happy race day. Happy throwback weekend in the beautiful state of South Carolina. So today I don't have my camo cup, but I have my Myrtle Beach cup in honor of South Carolina. So yes, it's a beautiful state. So shout out to my family. That I have down there. I know most of them are probably not watching. As well as happy birthday to my younger brother, who probably also won't watch this, but happy birthday. But we did have some fireworks at Martinsville. Not nearly as many as what most are deeming a disastrous end to the Xfinity series at Martinsville, which caused NASCAR to meet with the Xfinity series group. But we'll just call it the Denny Hamlin show pretty much. He led most of the race. Elliott led 42 laps. Hamlin had 126 of the 400 laps. And I mean, Joey Logano did lead some of those and won stage one, but for the most part, it was the Denny Hamlin show. And Denny Hamlin won stage 2 and 3 and then introduced us, I guess, to his new way of saying, instead of I beat your favorite driver that his dad doesn't like, to the 11 against the world flag. For those who are not fans of college football, or in this specific case, Ohio State football, I married into it. I'll put it this way. My husband went to Ohio State, so I'm going to preface it with that. He is very much a diehard OSU fan, and when they play the team up north, because I'm not allowed to say that other team's name, the TV has to be padded. And so after they lost that game to the team up north, they created their own little logo of Ohio against the world, basically, in a flag format. Denny has friends, and they went to the rest of the games on their run to the national championship. And so Denny made his new flag based off of that flag. The 11 against the world, Ohio against the world. Needless to say, Denny didn't go to college, but since his friends are OSU, big OSU followers, and he proceeded to, go to multiple games. He has since evidently joined the OSU fan club. Some OSU fans are all for it. Some OSU fans are not. Depending on who you are. If you're a Denny Hamlin fan, you're like, yay, I love it. If you're not a Denny Hamlin fan, you're like, no, he didn't. So, I don't know what side you're on. So are you on the side of 11 against the world, like the Ohio State against the world flag? Or are you on the not side? Denny shouldn't have the 11 against the world, kind of like the Ohio against the world, since he just became a fan of OSU. that I don't know. Sometimes that's that made some people happy and some people angry. It did, you know, end a winless streak for him at Martinsville with a new crew chief for him. I believe it was 10 years. Yeah, 10 years and a day exactly since Denny Hamlin had previously won at Martinsville. They brought a different kind of setup. With a different crew chief. And, well, you know, you had to come in there with, at that point, with faith and go with, well, you know, trust in your crew, trust in your team. When you bring a different setup, you bring a different crew chief, and you haven't won in 10 years, but trying something different at this point, clearly you got to do something. If you haven't won in 10 years and you know that you can win. So, shall be interesting to see how he does in the fall, because that is the last race before the chase or the championship race, to get you in if you haven't won. So you do have that to keep in mind later down the road. As of right now, we do have several winners. You know, Christopher Bell is a multi-winner, but we still have several races to go, and I'm not sure. Well, right now we have William Byron, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, Alex Bowman, Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, Bubba Wallace, Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, Christopher Buescher, Chase Briscoe, Ryan Preece, Michael McDowell, and Kyle Busch are all in the series standings as of right now to get into the chase. So, yeah, we still have a lot of racing to do, but right now, that's where we stand for 16 drivers. Several of them have not won, but several of them have scored a lot of stage points throughout their time. So it was definitely a very unique situation and something to keep an eye on overall. We did have 10 caution flags for 86 laps, which it does sound like a lot, but you also have to remember, very short track, so it's only just over half a mile. For debris, we had a couple of spins, stage 1 conclusion, stage 2 conclusion. We also had lead changes, 9 between 6 drivers. Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott, Josh Berry led a couple, Joey Logano, Alex Bowman, and of course Denny Hamlin. And I know a lot of people tend to give us a lot of grief because we write that they're the unofficial winner. All results are always unofficial until tech is done. And then we go back in and we update tech. And we do this We'll do like update, tech is clear, official winner. As a prime example, Eric Jones' car was too light post-race inspection, and he was disqualified. We have had a winner of a race previously be disqualified because they found an issue post-race inspection. And therefore, that win that was unofficial was taken away and given to the second place as a win. So, yeah, it doesn't happen often. Thankfully, most people do try to play in the rules or in the gray. But it does happen. And Martinsville was a key example of that, with Eric Jones being disqualified during inspection, being too late. Our final results do look like Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, Bubba Wallace. What? Yeah, you did hear me right. Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Ross Chastain, Ryan Preece, Joey Logano, Chase Briscoe, and Todd Gilliland. Whoa, that's a pretty high up for Todd Gilliland as well. So Toyota was 1, 2, 3, and then we had Chevy 1, 2, 3. And then we had 2 Fords. That was a little crazy as well. We did have issues, of course, to penalties. Too many crew member over the wall, speeding on pit road. It is super easy to speed on that pit road. And then pitting before pit road is open. There was a tire violation on the 51. Pitting outside of the assigned box by the 77. And we had a couple that changed lanes prior to the start of the lanes on the restart. And then we do have the loss of a tire on Shane Van Gisbergen, which means he was held for 2 laps and also lost crew members. What are we going to do about this lug nut thing, y'all? I don't yet to figure that out. Pay attention. That's all I got. Pay attention. But I guess as well, we have to ensure that, go back and watch the videos. Most everybody on pit road now has like cameras or GoPros that they're utilizing on their helmets that they're utilizing. I don't know, something has to say what or show what's happening. I would think that would help a lot, but I guess making sure that we're making the right calls would help too. I don't know. What can we do about ensuring that these lug nuts are on and secure so these tires aren't coming off? I don't know. NASCAR did penalize Sammy Smith for his actions on the last lap of Martinsville. They fined him 50 points and $25,000. So that drops him to 13th in points, heading into Darlington. They also fined Gray and Jeb Burton $5,000 each. Both were fined for in-field care conduct. So Smith turned Gray's car entering into turn 3 last weekend, of course, in Martinsville, and triggered a multi-car crash. So yeah. Jeb accepted the penalty. I believe Sammy did too, if I recall what I saw. And like I said, they are going from there. NASCAR was going to have a whole big meeting with the Xfinity crew team after the insanity that happened at Martinsville. We also got news this week that Legacy Motor Club is suing Rick Ware over a charter purchase deal. So they filed on Tuesday alleging that Rick Ware is backing out of an agreement to sell one of the charters to the team. They are seeking a temporary restraining order and injunction relief. It stated that the Legacy Motor Club states that in October of 2024, it began to look for a third charter to expand its operations for the 2026 season. Right now, they own 2 charters, and which, of course, is with John Hunter Nemechek and Eric Jones. Rick Ware has 2 charters. And it has leased one of those this season to RFK with Ryan Preece in it. It learned that, it was on the open market for purchase. The complaint states that they were strapped for cash and unable to compete in the Cup Series. By its own admissions, Rick Ware needed to sell one of its 2 charters. So they met with Rick Ware and to strike a deal. And they, on March 3rd, they executed a purchase agreement. Rick Ware Racing wants to back out now. It has told Legacy that it will not, under any circumstances, close the parties' transaction. So, they have filed a lawsuit. Rick Ware is saying they thought the agreement would be done for the 2027 season, and that Legacy changed the year to 2026 without alerting Rick Ware Racing. There's a lot of suing going on in NASCAR these days. Literally. I can't keep up anymore. We still got the front row and 23XI lawsuits going on. And now we have this lawsuit going on. Hello. Can we It's gotten lawsuit happy here. You start one and and now you got like two. Kyle Petty's charity ride across the Americas begins May 3rd, by the way, if you're interested, in Michigan. In Dale Jr. with Junior Motorsports will stylize the number 8 made famous by Dale Jr., of course, after a patent dispute. I am sure we have all heard about this one. I was dying of laughter here, y'all. I don't know. Like, I also watch football. My husband, again, that's his thing. Football is his thing. Football, college, and NFL. Lamar Jackson from the Ravens has a very unique number 8. It is a very unique number 8 on his jersey, and that's cool. Dale Jr. had a unique number 8 on his 8 car. I would know. I have ample Dale Jr. items from when he was driving the number 8. And I probably have the proof to back it up in my house. So April 2nd, a notice of opposition was issued to the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office on behalf of Lamar Jackson. Now, mind you, at the time that Dale Jr. was making this number 8 popular, Lamar Jackson was a baby. Literally. Which is hilarious. He had put in for a particular style of the number 8 that had been used by them since 2019. Lamar Jackson contended in his submission that he is widely associated with the number 8 due to his NFL status and NFL status. Earnhardt's effort could falsely imply a connection between the two athletes. Lord have mercy. And customers could mistakenly believe products offered by Earnhardt are related products offered by Jackson. They offer 2 different things, first of all. Two completely different things. So the dispute was first reported, on Thursday. Earnhardt acquired the stylized 8 he used at DEI through the Patent and Trademark Office when Teresa didn't renew it. The trademark for it. That was approved. The application with the 8 has been used by Junior Motorsport and then, of course, was challenged by Jackson. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Holdings filed the paperwork Friday that it was withdrawing its application for the use of that number 8. Friday, Earnhardt stated on social media that Junior Motorsports will be moving away from the 8 used currently and will go to the stylized 8 that he had when at DEI. So, the stylized 8 that he had when he was at DEI is coming back. So, it shall be beautiful. And I'm excited to see that number 8 back on the track. And it's away. It's not the same, but still. Anyway, it's gonna be pretty. They also announced this week, before we get over to Throwback Weekend, Kyle Larson is set to have a new pit crew this weekend. Even though he's had, 4 consecutive top 10 finishes and a win 2 weeks ago, have pretty much a new pit crew this weekend. They're going to have Jafar Hall replace Blaine Anderson as the front tire changer. Mike Moses is replacing Calvin as the rear tire changer. And then Alan Stallings is replacing RJ as a tire carrier, sorry. And then they're also changing a Jackman. So Teague and Barnett were both on Larson's pit crew when he won the 2021 championship. So I guess they're trying to get things maybe back on that same lineup. I don't know. That's what it sounds like to me, though. Because I get why fix things if they're not broken, though? You were on the right path. You've had good runs. You're still one of the fastest on the whole pit road. I don't know. But like I said, we are at the Lady in Black in beautiful Darlington, South Carolina. The Wood Brothers family will give the command to start engines at 3:02. The track is just over 1.3 miles. We are going 293 laps. Stage 1 ends at 90. Stage 2 at 185. And as long as we don't go into overtime, we should end right at 293. FS1 is where the broadcast will be, starting at 3. If you need to listen to it, see Sirius XM Channel 90 or Motor Racing Network. We are set to go green right around 3:12 p.m. this afternoon. It is supposed to be cloudy, with a chance of evening showers. Hopefully they'll hold off, but it's supposed to be warm, almost 90, so stay hydrated if you're going to the races. But some wind, 10 to 20 miles an hour. So Chase Briscoe won the last time we were there to get in to the chase. And a year ago, Chris Buescher and Tyler Reddick made contact while battling for the lead. Brad Klowski went from 3rd to 1st and got his first victory of the season. So will we see another battle for today and how that will play out? For today, we do have William Byron, Ryan Preece, Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, Austin Cindric, Tyler Reddick, Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney, and Michael McDowell for your top 10. We have 38 drivers, 17 Chevrolets, 9 Toyotas, and 12 Fords all with us. How many of them do you think will have a Darlington stripe before the day is over with? I'm not sure. I'm sure there's going to be plenty, though, because, Tyler Reddick and Kyle Larson both like to ride up against that wall. So I'm quite sure one, if not two of them, will have at least one Darlington stripe, because that's just how that cookie crumbles. So happy Sunday, happy race day, and I will see you next weekend. Bye, y'all.